Yesterday, OpenAI announced a new model called GPT-5-Codex-Mini, which is always fun. I love playing with new models, but this one, frustratingly, is currently only available through their Codex tool. You can't, they don't have API support. It says API support coming soon. That's annoying because I like to play with these things over the API. So I figured it would be fun to reverse engineer things a little bit and see if I could run my own prompts against it. And the reason I want to do this is I like getting models to draw me a pelican riding a bicycle. Here's GPT-5's pelican riding a bicycle. This one is actually quite a good one, surprisingly. And GPT-5 Codex, when they released that model, it drew me this. So I need to get a pelican riding a bicycle out of GPT-5 Codex-Mini. So I figured a fun way to do that would be to reverse engineer Codex itself. Right? OpenAI Codex is a open source. It's Apache 2 licensed, an open source repo. So I hit fork on it and got my own copy. And then I cloned that here and I used Codex itself to start reverse engineering. So I ran Codex. My YOLO mode just turns off all of the permission checks and things, which is irresponsible and super fun. And so I ran it and I started by saying, figure out how to build the Rust version of this tool and then build it. Because I know that this thing's written in Rust. I can't remember how to compile Rust. But once it's compiled it, it'll be able to start testing and iterating on the code itself. And so it churned around and it figured it out and managed to compile and build the source code that we just checked out. And that's when I got it to do something interesting. I told it I want a new subcommand called Codex prompt. So I want to be able to type Codex prompt and then a prompt and have it run that prompt directly against the OpenAI API that Codex uses. Now, this is crucial because Codex isn't using their regular API. It's got something special. There's some kind of custom backend that it talks to, which lets it run these models that aren't available elsewhere. And so I told it to use the authentication credentials of the rest of Codex. Now, this is a little bit cheeky. OpenAI clearly don't want me doing this. No, their code is open source, right? It's an open source project. Surely using Codex to hack on their open source Codex project that feels like slightly cheeky, but within the spirit of how this kind of stuff should work. So I told it I want the Codex prompt command. I want to be able to pass in a different model name. I want to be able to pass in a different system prompt and give me Codex prompt -- models, which lists all available models that can be used with Codex. And off it went. And I went and cooked dinner while it was churning away and figuring things out, reading code and writing code. And to cut a long-ish story short, it did eventually get there. I had to send a couple more follow-up prompts, which I'll share in the article that accompanies this post. But I now have a custom version of OpenAI Codex where I can run this brand new prompt command. This is new. -- help. Here we go, Codex prompt. So I can give it model, I can give it system prompt, I can give it whatever I like. I'm going to say hello, and you can see it spits out a bit of debugging information and says, reasoning summary, confirming simple greeting. It said, hi there. It told me how many tokens it used. That's fun. If I do -- models, it'll show me the list of models that are available. So that's GPT-5 Codex, the default. There's GPT-5 Codex-Mini. This is the new model that I want to start playing with. And so what we'll do, first, let's get it to draw us generate an SVG of a pelican riding a bicycle. So this is going to run against that default GPT-5 Codex model. As here's a playful pelican riding a bicycle. They always think these things are playful or whimsical for some reason. But that looks like SVG code. And again, this is GPT-5 Codex. This is the default model. So I've got a little tool here, which I vibe coded a while ago. There we go. This is the pelican that the default model gave us. Let's upgrade to -M GPT-5. Let's go full GPT-5 just to see if we get a better pelican for that. So it thought quite a lot on this one. I've got a little bit of a bug in my streaming thinking stuff. It's outputting the same content dozens of times over, which is a little bit ugly, but it got to the end. It's thought pretty hard about this. Hopefully what it's now going to do is stream back that pelican riding oh no, it's still thinking. Wow, it's thinking really hard. Here we go. So this is full GPT-5. After thinking very hard about the problem, this is the pelican that it's giving me. And it's got, I love the comment, it's got a body, a wing, a neck, a head, an upper beak, pouch. The pouch is very important. It's the pouch makes the pelican. And if we render that, I mean, okay, there's a reasonable bicycle. There's the pelican. So this is GPT-5 and this is GPT-5 Codex. What happens if we ask for GPT-5 Codex-Mini? So this is the new model. This is the pelican that all of this work was meant to give me. And it sits that pretty quickly. Here's an SVG of a pelican riding a bicycle. We'll copy this in. And I'll be honest, that's not a great pelican riding a bicycle. So GPT-5 Codex, which they advertise as more compact and cost efficient, and with 50% higher rate limits, but clearly we are paying for that cost and efficiency in the quality of the pelicans that this model can produce. I'm going to post full notes on a blog post that accompanies the studio. It'll also have all of the prompts that I ran and I'll give you a full copy of this transcript here. Actually, I'll quickly show you how I do that. I've got another little tool that I vibe coded up, terminal to HTML. Can copy and paste into here. Click save this to a gist. Oh, sometimes my GitHub account runs out of rate limits, and so that all fails. So in that case, I'll paste it into a gist here. I can grab this ID from up here, go to the gist preview website, and here we go. This is a full HTML version of that transcript, which I'll make available in the blog post. So thanks for watching.